Okay. When I first started going away from solely wrapping rabbit stick sheaths and developing the 5mm sheaths and so on, I knew I wanted a ridge sooner or later, but it was just so good the way it was. I only put one ridge in on some of my prototypes. So the cloth just wrapped around, you tucked it into the ridge. I added extra strength by pushing some jute cord, similar to the way they, I forget what the term is, but what they do on plank boating. You know, they poke cotton and they fill it with tar, something like that traditionally. Don't quote me. And I just put some JB weld over the edges, very little. JB quick weld is what I recommend if you're not really, I don't know, dainty with your hands or experienced with epoxy. And you just wet your finger and rub it down. It comes out pretty nice, and then you have a tape to make the border fairly precise like that. Works great. Add a magnet to the outside, and it won't really matter if your sheath isn't exact on the thickness, especially if they're really straight. If they're straight, they actually make your machete clank around a little bit unless you take measures, which we'll talk about. So did I say everything? Oh yeah. So one ridge wrapped around. But I thought, hey, you know, sometimes there's two seasons, or sometimes you're going through briars, you want cordura, but that's a little loud compared to Nyko. So it would be nice to have a wrap that was two-component that might have different colors. You know, like sometimes Marpat or Coyote Tan is more advantageous than multicam, arguably. So you can put that on one side and one on the other. I really like the one ridge only with just one skin, but that is a nice feature, and it does have other advantages besides simply having two different skins, which we'll get into. Another thing that I did was I changed the way that I capped the Packframe sheaths. You might be able to see that that's multicam shiny. There's a way to keep that from shining simply by using painter's tape over the epoxy when you impregnate it, and we'll show you how to do that. This is just the rough intro, remember. So if you use one skin especially, it gets really neat, but the ridge, one of the key features about it is when you skin, you can put all the join points and seams inside that ridge, so you won't have a ridge down the middle or anything interrupted like that, which can be nice, especially if it's got lots of skin contact and the seams or whatever are epoxy impregnated. A practice which you really don't need with the wood that I use. It's hydrophobic, I guess might be the word. So it's from the tropics. It doesn't rot, it doesn't mildew. You know, if it does, you know, I don't know what you're doing. You know, put it in a black bag in the dark full of water or something, but don't worry about it. We sell these as kits very cheaply. We usually just send one out whenever someone buys one of our Tramontina machetes from us as a pair. I like selling them the kits 3 for 20 bucks or so, so you have one to screw around with, especially if you like to throw them. They're a hell of a lot of fun to throw once you know the tricks, like weighting the ends. And like everything I try to do, the weights are good for other things besides dead weight on your sheath. You'll see that. And the funny thing about these simple subjects is they're so complex to talk about. All right, thanks for your attention, and next video will be a little more structured. Thanks, kids.